Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the player ratings for Everton 1, Chelsea 0. I've just got back from Goodison Park, and what an amazing feeling it was to be back at Goodison Park. It felt so surreal. I've videoed a few little bits of in and around the ground, so I'm hoping to stitch that together and just have a very short little blog just to give people a little understanding of what it was like to be at Goodison Park, or what it's going to be like when they go to Goodison Park. All pretty much straightforward, a little bit weird, not your normal match day routine, but I think once the fans settled in, and once we started seeing a few decisions from the referee and all that kind of thing, it just felt like home. It felt like home without, 35,000 Evertonians not being with us, but it felt like home, and it was just great to get the 3 points. It was a well-deserved win, even though our percentage of the ball was just utterly nonsense. But it shows you it's the Mourinho style of football. You don't need to have the ball to win the game. You just need to do the right things, and I think that's what we did tonight. We've all been talking about organisation. I talked about it in my starting 11 side, which was only one player short of the team that we had on tonight, in a different formation. About being organised, and having four centre backs really helped us tonight. Which we'll talk about in a minute. And even though you can call them centre backs, but Holgate has played a lot of times at right back, and Ben Godfrey can play full back and did it really well tonight at left back. So, and I think no matter what people feel, right? Who knows whether we would have got that performance if Goodison was empty tonight? But I really felt that with people there, and not only the crowd, the noise of the crowd, but also, I don't know, just players seem to run a little bit harder tonight. And again, I don't know whether that's got anything to do with fans, but you feel like that when you're in the crowd. When you're in the crowd, don't you? You feel like players are putting in a little bit more, and I certainly felt like that tonight. I certainly felt like we really contributed, even though there was only a couple of thousand of us in the ground. I felt like we really contributed, and the players fed off that. And when they needed that little bit of extra, they got it off the fans. The fans were encouraging them, and it just made me just miss showed me how much I miss going to the match. But also though how much I think we do forget that fans are a big part of the game, and don't let anyone ever tell you that they're not, because it becomes a very sanitized sport where maybe when players are playing, they don't always feel or understand how important it is, how important that game is to the crowd and the people who are watching, and there's always that disconnect. But when you're at the match, you get that connection. And I know a lot of people don't like the idea of fans booing or getting on the backs of people or just, but sometimes that's what's needed in a game. Sometimes that is needed to get that little bit of a level, a bit more out of a team. And I just thoroughly enjoyed it, and I hope when people get their opportunity to go, they enjoy it as well, because it is a bit weird. You've got to keep your mask on and all that kind of thing, and the players can hear everything you're saying to them basically, but you can hear them as well. And funny enough, starting with Jordan Pickford, you could hear Jordan Pickford talking loads tonight when he was at Gladys Street End. You could hear him really talking to the players and trying to organise them and keep them on their toes and stuff. I thought Jordan played well. I thought he made one big save from a free kick. I don't think he had to face a shot on target though from about halfway in the first half, or about 30 minutes. But I don't think he did anything erratic. His kicking was pretty okay, and I think in the last few games we've seen him settle down a lot, which is really good. Really settling down and not really helping the back four by just being settled. So that's fair play to him. So I've given him 8 tonight, because I just thought he was just seeing the vocal side of him, and I think he came for things as well. and he stayed at home for things when he didn't need to get involved. I think he made the right choices tonight on his, that can't from that side of things. So, sorry, lots of people are asking for this video in Spanish. I don't speak Spanish. I apologise. Non en español. Apologies. Let's move on. Mason Holgate playing right back. Very, very solid. But also very calm. Very calm. Didn't just hack it up the field. Made the right choices. Didn't go galloping up the pitch when he didn't need to. And I thought really stuck to his task really well. So I've given him an 8. Because I just thought Ben Godfrey on the other side, I've given him an 8 as well. I thought his performances in the last 2 games have been absolutely fantastic. And they really both smothered the people that were up against them and didn't give them a kick. And that little bit of pace they've both got, especially Ben Godfrey, that bit of pace. It's difficult for Ben Godfrey. You could see that tonight. He had to keep on coming onto his right foot, even tackling with his right foot, tackling from the other side. Wasn't easy for him, but there's a hell of a defender in Ben Godfrey, a hell of a defender. You can see it. He wants to defend. Something I mentioned last week, he really wants to defend. So both of them played excellently tonight, and I think with them, Michael Keane and Yerry Mina, I've given Michael Keane and Yerry Mina 8s as well, by the way, because I think that we really relied on them to create that wall. And listen, Giroud started. Giroud normally always scores against us. He's great in the air. We know that. Even if it's just knocking it down to people. I mean, he scored 4 a couple of weeks ago, didn't he, in the Champions League? He's brilliant in the air. He's brilliant on the floor. But I think we didn't give him a sniff tonight. And I just thought we know what? Last week I bemoaned the fact that I'd watched Spurs and how they were throwing players in front of everything and defending for their lives. That's what we did tonight. We defended magnificently. We threw everything in front of them, and they were brilliant. They were brilliant at the back. All 4 of them were brilliant. You can't fault them at all. Any of them, anytime that they maybe got it wrong, there was someone there to not bail them out, but just get themselves in the way. There was a lot of I've seen a lot of players and just getting their bodies in the way of the opposition, not making it easy for them, and that's. Chelsea found it really, really difficult to break us down, and that was mainly down to the back 4. So, so all 4 defenders got 8s. Moving into the midfield, I've given Alan an 8 as well. It was fantastic to watch Alan in real life. The work he does is honestly incredible. The way he maneuvers the ball and manipulates the ball is incredible. Honestly, he's brilliant at it. Sometimes he runs up, sometimes he does run up dark alleys, but he's when he's got that ball and the way he gets his body in the way of players, I thought he was brilliant tonight as well. So I'll give him an 8, and it was just a pleasure to see him. He's a lot more than just a player who's going to sit in front of the back 4. He's a player who's going to run that midfield if you've got someone behind him, I think, who can sit there. I think him and Decore, I've given Decore a 7. I think they both did well tonight, but Alan was he really did want to run that midfield. It was different because you could see what Kante was doing something similar to them, but I thought he was brilliant, Alan, and just showed why the manager wanted him so much. So I'll give him 8, and I'll give Decore 7. Gylfi Sigurdsson, I've given him a 7 as well. I thought it was his best performance in an Everton chair for a while. Obviously scored the winning goal. His penalty was really, really good. And do you know what? He worked hard, and he didn't do anything fancy. He wasn't getting caught on the ball. His passing was good, and he kept us ticking over in midfield. You know, he was almost at times playing off Dom, and then going into midfield. He was trying to get on top of Kante, not allowing him to have the ball. But I thought he played well, and obviously, the situation with the penalties as well was a bit of a nuisance as well, because Richarlison obviously wanted the first penalty, and then when we got the opportunity for the second penalty, which obviously we didn't get, but you know, he took the ball off Richarlison and made it very well known that he was going to take it. I think it's important doing things like that. Richarlison, I'm moving on to Richarlison. I've given Richarlison a 6. There was just, I don't know what, again, he wasn't on it tonight. He played well in spells, but he just wasn't on it. But the stuff with the penalty, you could see he wanted the first penalty, and he got moody about that. But the second one, which never happened, Dom was going to take it, and then he wanted it, and then he's shouting over to Carlo, and then Sigurdsson comes over and goes, "No, I'm taking it." And then after we didn't get it, he's still moaning at Carlo Ancelotti or someone on the bench, bemoaning the fact that he didn't get the penalty. It didn't get a penalty, and I know he's desperate to score, but that really seemed to affect his game. From the last 15 minutes, he was just walking around, and I was thinking he was going to take him off. Then I thought, well, no, because Richarlison's one of those players you don't take off if you don't have to. But he's got to get his head back into the game. The last couple of games, I don't feel like his head's been in the game. I really don't. And we know how good a player he is. But he's got to stay away from that kind of thing. It's not worth it. It really isn't worth it, getting involved in that kind of thing. It's not what the fans want to see. And I don't know if you could see this at home, and obviously, but afterwards he's still having a go at speaking to Carlo. I don't Sigurdsson, whether you like it or not, is on the penalties. He's the penalty taker, and I couldn't understand that, and it really annoys me when you see that kind of thing. It takes you away from what the player's supposed to be doing, and I thought that was pretty just amateurish from Richarlison, and stupid. So I've given him a 6. Wobie, I've given him a 7. Strong start at the game, went quiet, and obviously got subbed. I think it was tough for him tonight. I think he started the game well, but as they started pushing back, and listen, their fullbacks are rapid. He had to start digging in and doing more defensive work, and to be fair to him, he did do it. He stuck to his task and he kept doing it. You knew when he threw that cross in the second half that went out straight out that he'd gone. That was his night over basically. But his work rate has improved. His work rate's improved massively. And again, he's not just running to blind alleys now. He's thinking more about what he's going to do, because he's got a chance to stay in and around this team. And today was a team performance, and we needed. That was the difference in Wobie. Wobie was. I'm not saying Richarlison didn't work hard, but Wobie was prepared to do just keep going. Whereas Richarlison, there was just too much of the being about Richarlison, and it's not normally like that with Richarlison. I don't get on Richarlison's back even when he does have off games, but the penalty thing annoyed me tonight. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I've given him an 8 because he ran his bollocks off tonight. He won the penalty. He nearly won a second penalty. He was just offside, but he ran his bollocks off. And do you know what? We were watching him in the warm-up, and it was noticeable the difference in him, in little things like when they're doing the shooting practice, he's bending things top corner without an issue, just bending things top corner, trying the difficult thing now, the confidence and the attitude and the belief. It's just gone up a million times since I last seen him. And he was scoring goals then, but honestly, the belief that lad is showing is just. And he was pulling things down from the air and holding them and then moving the ball and keeping it alive all the time, winning his cheap fouls. Honestly, he was so good tonight. So good tonight. Someone's just asked in the comments that I talk about Mina and Keane, and now did I or didn't I? I don't know. I give them 8, but I don't know if I talk about Mina and Keane were brilliant. They were brilliant. They won everything in the air. Didn't make any mistakes. They played the way they wanted to play, which is in the low block, and they were excellent. Both of them. I'll give both of them an 8. Both excellent. Stuck to the job. Kept Giroud quiet. And all 4 of our defenders were brilliant. But yeah, Keane and Mina were fantastic tonight. But as I was saying, Dom has just gone up a level for me. Dom has gone up a level as a footballer. He just wants to work hard for the team all the time. Always just wants to work hard for the team. As a footballer, I still think there's plenty to come. But I thought again tonight, in the last couple of games, he's getting the ball through to him. And some of the things he was doing was just trying to get a shot off. Where I thought tonight he was trying to be a little bit better and trying to... the penalty, obviously, it wasn't a penalty. He was offside. And when it went to VAR, I knew it was going to be offside. I had that feeling. I think a few people had that feeling. But it's just, honestly, I feel like the lad's gone up a level. I really do. And I've given him an 8. The subs, Andre Gomez, I've given him a... give him a 7, which is fine. Came on, did his job. Kept it ticking over, kept doing what Sigurdsson been doing, set pieces and stuff, so I'll give him a 7. Tom Davis and John Joe Kenny, I've given a 6. Tom, actually, a couple of times. Actually, no, Tom Davis and John Joe, sorry, I'm thinking on. Give them both 7s, because actually, Tom Davis, a few times, was like the last man on the right-hand side. And he did really, really well. And John Joe did all right when he came in on the left as well. So I'll give them both 7s. You get a 7, you get a 7, you get a 7. So they both did their jobs. They both did their jobs. That's the important thing. You bring subs on, come on and do what you're asked to do and do your job. And they both did that. And so did Andre Gomez. So, you know... someone's just asked me, Dosbix just asked me how the atmosphere was. The atmosphere was great. It started off a bit weird. Because don't forget, you're in your little clumps of your family and friends. And, you know, there's like maybe 5 of you in a section or 6 in a section, in a row. And then there's in that one section. And then there's the row in front is empty. And then the next row and the next row. So it's not like there's the areas where we all sing in. So it had to, people had to get it going, and it was a bit quiet at first, but once it got going, it was fine. And once we had something to cling on to, and once we got into the second half, and you can see the players fighting for, and the fans are giving it back, and we're all having a go at John Moss because he's a dope. And it was good. It was all good. It was all good tonight. Everything tonight was good. Everything tonight was good. There was nothing bad about tonight. We got 3 points. Fans were allowed to be back in the ground. And it was all good, honestly. Everything about tonight was good. Barry Dwyer says he set his alarm for 7 a.m. here in Australia. Great to see Ancelotti finally go back 4. Yeah, back 4 is what we're going to stick to, I think. And it shows you how important on performances like that is to have defenders who can defend. Okay, it's not pretty. You're giving the opposition the ball. But it was tactically good. It's why Mourinho's top of the league. Doing exactly the same thing. Except the difference is, maybe not the difference, but they've got Kane and Son. And that's why they're top of the league. But that's what they've decided they're going to play. That's what they've decided we're going to play. We're sort of in between. It's been forced on us. Henry, I don't know whether Richarlison would be more clinical playing in a duo. He probably would. But he's been given a role to do. And he does it fine. Obviously, he's not scoring goals, and he's desperate to score goals. But he needs to be a little bit more. Well, he just needs to stop being a sulk, which he has been recently. So there you go. What have I done? I've done like 20 minutes, haven't I? Have I done 20 minutes? Yeah. 20 minutes, nearly 20 minutes. There you go. Fantastic to be back. Fantastic to get the 3 points. Need to do the same. Obviously, we've got Leicester and we've got Arsenal this week. And it'll be very, very interesting what we do team-wise. If Richarlison's, if James Rodriguez is back, and if Seamus Coleman's back, and you know how. But tonight was a good win. It's what we needed. We're up to 20 points now. So good stuff. Good stuff. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And yeah, make sure you give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't already. If you want more great videos, join us over on Patreon. We'll be live on Monday talking about this game in the live extended final word that we do on Patreon. So that's well worth it. Well worth it. If you're stuck for a Christmas present that you need, say to someone, get me Toffee TV Patreon for a year. That's an excellent Christmas present. Or gift it to somebody else. Buy it for someone else. If there's an Everton in your family, brother, sister, son, mother, father, whoever, and you don't know what to get them Everton related, get them Toffee TV Patreon for a year. It's well worth it. Thanks for watching. See you later.